Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. So we got a new newsletter from the development team over at the Legends, and I'm gonna say I think we can all appreciate these newsletters. It helps get some additional info on what they plan on doing for some of the upcoming stuff, and maybe some greater clarification for some of the things they already announced that we weren't too sure of. And this right here I think is a great newsletter because it addressed a lot of the concerns that I originally had with what they proposed in the video and stuff. So we're just going to quickly go through it, and hopefully this addresses some things for you guys, and maybe if you had a chance to read it, maybe it's something that you missed. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the Legends Pass is planned to be implemented in late August 2021. We already know at this point what the additional perks for the Legends Pass are, but the biggest concern that we all had was the workings of the additional equipment slots. We weren't sure if this just supplemented the current equipment slots that we had, or it was an entirely different system that just housed it like, I guess, like a different storage box. And I'm happy to know, or happy that they shared, that it works entirely different. So the 400 additional equipment slots are not added to your current amount. So if you have 300 right now, you now have 700. That's not how it works. It's your 300 with your current equipment slot system with a 400 equipment slot system outside of that. So if you have additional equipment, you can put them in there like a storage unit. Now when you don't have the Legends Pass anymore, it's not like all of those equips become deleted, or all of a sudden, oh, your 700 goes back to 300. What are you gonna do? What happens is you just don't have access to those equipment over in the 400 equipment slot storage unit, but you can take them out of it, which is actually quite nice. I like that idea. That is a far better solution to the current to what we all thought was going to happen. We all thought that if you had the additional 400, you go over your base equipment limit. So you have, let's say, 500 equips, and you have 700 with the 400 equipment slot. And if you lose it, you're now left with 300. Does that mean you have to sell 200 pieces of equipment before you can play the game? No, no, no. This just means that the 200 additional equips that you have in your extra storage unit just don't become usable, but you can take them out of it. I think that is good. I'm happy about that. 10 out of 10. That's the way it should be done. Now, in terms of the other stuff, I have no idea. Preset slots are not that big a deal. Extra login bonus selection is nice, but not a game breaker. 2 adventure slots, okay. I mean, we've all been able to handle all the adventure missions as it is right now, so it's not like a game-breaking thing, whatever. I don't know what the Prime ticket printing robot is. My concern is that just prints out GSP tickets for like a new step-up or something. That's what I think it is, but I don't know. The Legends Pass doesn't really seem like a make or break. I'm not happy about the faster auto mode. I feel like that should have been a quality of life change that we all get by default, but it is what it is. I'm just going to move on from there. Now, the biggest thing, the meat and potatoes of this whole update, has to be the changes to the PvP system. For me, my biggest concern was that new units are also getting boosted. My hope out of that was the idea being you saved 30,000 Chrono Crystals. We got a brand new LF. It's your favorite LF in the entire game, but you have him at 2 stars. So you jump into PvP and you're a good player. You're currently at, top 5k of the game. You're really happy for your 2-star unit and you're excited, but what happens? You fight overwhelmingly powerful teams, and your 2-star favorite unit does not get an opportunity to stand in the spotlight. He just gets spanked by 1 strike card, 1 blast card, 1 blue card, and you're never given an opportunity to really enjoy the character. My hope out of their tier system is these very, very low starred units get a small help. Small help being in the form of percent stat boost, not extra damage inflicted passives, not a sustained damage cut passive, no Dragon Ball chance up passive, not that. It's just a percent stat boost up to a certain star limit, and honestly, I think that's what they're doing. This is how I interpret what they're saying here, but that's what I think they're doing. So, boost characters provisional, which by the way essentially means that it's constantly going to be changing, so don't feel like anything is set in stone. To increase the usage of underplayed characters, PvP, and new characters who have not been limit broken, right there, that key part being right there, them saying that, hey, if you don't have these units wailed out, We are currently developing a boost feature similar to the Tournament of Power mode's tier system. We plan to change the affected characters regularly, where similarly to the Tournament of Power, the least used characters get the strongest boosts, while maintaining a slot available for new characters. One way in which this will differ from the Tournament of Power is that characters who receive a boost in PvP will have their abilities enhanced in raiding matches for the duration of the season. This way, the most used characters will constantly be changing, and everyone can expect to enjoy competing in PvP with a wide variety of different teams. To ensure that the boost feature's main aim of strengthening characters that aren't used much or have not been limit broken many times does not spoil the overall balance of Legends, we plan to continue making fine adjustments to the system after its implementation. So that part right there, them acknowledging that the boost system could work against them should the boost character be wailed out, is what I'm happy to hear, because that's the biggest concern. New characters get a boost? Well, what does that mean? Oh, 25% to all stats for this brand new character? Well, what does that mean for somebody that decides to 14-star the character? Does that mean that they just got the god character to just slap everybody left and right, just backhand the entire meta? No, it means that now they're fully aware of this concern, so the boost that they're going to be making could be adjusted for that. My hope is that they understand that a character, after a certain limit break, does not need a boost anymore. They're able to fight. Like Revival Gohan at 6 stars can happily spank other Zenkai 7 characters. So my hope, or my wish, is that the way the boost system works for the newest character is, say the character is from 2 to 6 stars, you give them a % stat boost. Makes them more viable, makes them handle themselves a bit better. But after that, once they're outside of that range, you take that boost away. So if it's a 2-star character, you get a 10 to 15% stat boost. That puts you at least at average stats. You're able to not get one shot left and right. You got the character to 7 stars, take it away. You don't need it. You have him at 7 stars. The character is viable on his own. The training wheels can come off. That's what my hope is for that one. Now, the most interesting thing, the thing that we were not aware of, is the leader slot. This is new, and to me, this could be a good or a bad thing. It really just comes down to how it's implemented. So, leader slot. Z abilities, which are at the heart of Legends party formation, have had to be carefully considered in conjunction with tags and elements when forming a party. However, this has also led to characters with certain tags being difficult to use for certain players. To expand party building options and to make characters easy to use, we are currently planning a leader slot. So one ace character being in your leader slot. Kind of like Dokkan, but it feels like it works the other way. The character placed in the leader slot, of which there is one per party, will receive the following perks. They will receive the benefits of all party members' Z abilities that specify certain tags or episodes, regardless of whether or not they meet those conditions. So that means any character in the leader slot will get every Z ability buff. Doesn't matter if the Z ability is for Saiyans, Sun Family, female warriors, it does not matter. They're gonna get the buff regardless of who it's for. So they get everything, every single buff. Now, this does not apply to Z abilities or Zenkai abilities that specify certain elements, characters, and so on. So it seems like the characters in the leader slot do not get the Zenkai buff though. Otherwise, you'd just be looking at one ridiculous character. So that makes sense. I'm glad that they took that into consideration. Now, their own Z ability that specifies certain tags or episodes will apply to all other party members, where it ordinarily would not. This does not apply to Z abilities or Zenkai abilities that specify certain elements, characters, and so on. So that means that in your leader skill, this part I'm not too sure of. Their own Z ability that specifies certain tags or episodes will apply to all other party members, where ordinarily would not. So, oh wait, no, I was right. So it means that their Z ability in the leader skill, everyone in your party gets, but if it's a Zenkai character, their Zenkai ability does not go to everyone. That's how I'm interpreting that one. Let me know in the comment section below if my interpretation of that was incorrect. Now, this feature will create new possibilities for viable teams, such as adding Goku to parties based around tag powerful opponent, or Frieza to tag Saiyan parties. Another aim of this is for users who are still new to the game to be able to get the most out of their new characters' abilities by putting them in the leader slot. In tandem with the improvement of the ranking system detailed below, we hope this will make PvP more accessible. Now, the biggest worry with the leader slot has to be the fact that players are just going to put one ace character up there, and I think we can all agree that it's either going to be a support character, aka Vados, who is just going to be pretty much the cornerstone of every team. Like, if Vados can get every single Z ability regardless of the tag that she's on, why wouldn't anyone put the best support in the game up there? Or say someone like Revival Gohan. This just means that the character up there can work with everyone. Now here's the thing, they've emphasized the fact that this is provisional, so this means that they're going to be able to change who will benefit in this leader slot. So there is a chance that they could easily just say, no, your leader slot, we're not gonna, if you put Revival Gohan, he gets half, or if you put Vados, she gets only a third, something like that. They can tinker around with it, which I like. So this is just how I'm interpreting it as it is right now. But it sounds like the whole idea is still going to be fine-tuned and adjusted, but the premise behind these ideas feels rather exciting to me. To me, it seems exciting. Let me know in the comment section below if you're looking forward to something like this. Now, furthermore, the leader slot will not influence the effects of unique abilities or equipment, and as such, there will be no changes to unique abilities that specify tags or episodes. In addition, leader slot perks will not apply to Zenkai Awakened characters. You know what that means? That means that you cannot put Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or Android 18, or Father-Son Kamehameha Gohan up as your leader skill, as your leader slot. It's not going to work for them, but most people would probably put like Vados or Revival Gohan or some other crazy non-Zenkai unit. Goku Black, Revival Cell, maybe even the Revival Goku, just to have some super crazy ace unit. Now, however, so that Zenkai Awakening does not put you at a disadvantage, we plan to add a feature that will allow you to deactivate and switch between Zenkai Awakening at the time the leader slot is implemented. That's cool. I like that idea. I get to toggle my power. Ranking improvements. Development is underway for several improvements to rating matches in Battle Rank, such as better matchmaking at the start of seasons, the handling of unfair play, rewards for players, for PvP users who rank outside of the top 20,000, and more. We're currently in the planning stage for those features to be added at the end of the year and beyond, so please look forward to them. We will notify you with further details about those features when they are close to their implementation. We appreciate your patience. Thank you for addressing ranking placements, because I'm sure a lot of you are very much tired of the gap between battle rank 35 to battle rank 50, because what usually happens is we fight 95% bots until battle rank 50, and then you find nobody for a very long time because not many people have made their way to battle rank 50. It's a bit of a frustrating gap. I'm glad that they addressed this, and I'm glad that they're opening the doors for greater rewards outside of the top 20,000. I feel like the whole thing needed to be changed, because I think it's like the rewards between top 1,000 and I think top 3 or something like along those lines is very similar. I feel like they need to take a look at the rewards again and try to incentivize more players to wanting to play PvP. Like if it's say top 30,000 and bottom 30k gets like 200 CC or something, I think I'll be fine. Maybe battle rank 50 get some CC too, just to make people feel like, I don't have to go ahead and I don't need the best team in the game just to enjoy PvP. I'm going to go in there and bring myself to this point and I'm fine. So long as more people feel more welcomed in PvP, I think that's good. And I'm really looking forward to how they handle unfair play. Biggest issue right now is lag switching is rampant, up to the point where people know there's no consequence, so they don't even bother hiding it. It is so obvious at this point that it's almost a slap in the face when it happens to you. Now they're making some other improvements as well. To make your Legends experience a more enjoyable one, whether you're aiming to be the best in the world or just play casually, we are currently making adjustments to the game in all areas. Here are a few of them. Just a few of them. Addition of a rematch option to co-op when playing with a guild member or a friend, something we've been asking a very long time for. I would prefer if they open this up to just public co-op as well, because sometimes you find that guy that just knows what they're doing. You happily find a person that can do things right, and you're like, yeah, I want to finish all my daily runs with you. Could we keep playing together? I guess it's okay that they started with a guild member or a friend, just because I guess it could be abused, or someone that doesn't really have guild members or friends would have a hard time finding people, but I can see why they started here. Changes to equipment upgrades. Now, I have no idea what this actually means, but my thinking is that this could either be you can now change the first slot of equipment, which would be huge, or it means that we now could have items where, I don't know, maybe we can choose what the next upgrade is. Wouldn't that be nice? It's kind of like a MapleStory thing. There's a specific cube where if you upgrade a slot, you have the choice of taking what's new or keeping what you currently have. That would be cool. And then shortening of all connection and load times. Legends already has some pretty quick loading times, so if they can make it even faster, that's just a thumbs up. Legends has always nailed quality of life changes, so yay, I'll take that. We're developing these features so that everyone can continue enjoying Legends even more. And then in closing, this has been a lot of information, so thank you for reading all the way to the end. Once again, we aim to implement the many features listed here towards the end of the year. Please be aware that in order to ensure that they are presented to you at their highest quality, the plans are subject to change. Further information will be shared, and when it becomes available through future editions of video and stuff, and messages from the management team, so please stay tuned. Legends is now in its 4th year. The management and development team alike are continuing to strive to give you more to look forward to and to be excited for about than ever before. We hope you can continue to enjoy Dragon Ball Legends. I feel like this was a much needed little newsletter because all the stuff that they announced in the video and stuff, there's a bit of ambiguity and we weren't entirely sure on some of the things, so I'm glad that they did this. I like the equipment slots working in the scenario that I wanted them to. Leader slots sound fun, but I hope they're careful with it. The boosts may or may not overpower new units. It looks like they're completely aware of limit breaking, so I'm going to be optimistic about it. But at the end of the day, so long as we make sure we provide them constructive criticism and we don't just bring up pitchforks and light fires and spell doomsday, I think we'll be able to make some positive change. Just being sure to let them know that, hey, look, your boost is too high for these characters, tone it down a bit, and then it makes sense. As long as you provide constructive criticism and feedback, they'll be able to work with it. So remember to be respectful. If there are any issues that you have, be sure to let them know, either through comments or through emails or whatever. But I like what they did here. Looking forward to seeing how they implement things. Remember, their first run at it may or may not be right the first time, but if you provide them the feedback, then the second one will be better than the first, and so on and so forth. It's going to be a continuous improvement thing. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. This is a little bit of a different video than what I usually do, but I want to dive into more discussion and thought pieces just because PvP is fun, but I like to talk too. Maybe you guys would appreciate that too. Until next time, peace.